Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, I have seen we started phylum Porifera, right? Today, we are going to discuss about second phylum Coelenterata. Second phylum Coelenterata. These Coelenterata will say in Kannada Kutuku Kanavantagalu, okay, and also it's called as Cnidaria. Cnidaria. I will say why it's calling Cnidaria, okay, in further. Okay, first phylum Porifera is completed. Now we are going to second phylum Coelenterata, also called as Cnidaria. In Kannada we will say Kutuku Kanavantagalu. First we will see occurrence. Occurrence means where it will live, where we can found these organisms. Especially these are found in most of the in marine water and few are fresh water. These are aquatic and most of the found in marine, few are fresh water. At the same time Porifera also same. Most of the Poriferans are found in marine water, few are found in fresh water. Here Coelenterata also same. Most of the Coelenterata found in marine water, few are fresh water. Okay. Next, see, they can be sessile and free swimming. I told you in while discussing Porifera, Porifera has only sessile. Here Coelenterata is both sessile and free swimming. Sessile means it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't move anywhere. It's going to attach somewhere else and it starts its lifestyle. Free swimming means it can move somewhere. Locomotion organs is present. Okay. Next, level of organization. Here level of organizations will saw in Porifera cellular level of organization, but here tissue level of organization is there. Tissue level of organization. Tissue level of organization means the group of cells. The group of cells going to form a tissue. That organism possesses the tissue organism. See, we will see these are cells. I told you while discussing basic terms. If it's like this means this is possess cellular level of organization. Cellular level of organizations found in where? Porifera. But these are going to group like a friends. I told you already. Tissue level of organization. These are each is called tissue. So the organism made up of tissues. Organism made up of group of cells. It form a tissues. That's why it's called tissue level of organization. Then what about body symmetry? Here body symmetry is radial symmetry. Radial symmetry. I told you example Aurelia. Radial symmetry means if you cut the body of through a center of the axis, if you cut the body center of the axis, you have to get two equal parts. Example Aurelia. See, this is Aurelia. I told you this example only while discussing basic terms, right? See, this is Aurelia. If you cut, this is the center of the axis. This is radius, right? This is called as radius. If you cut the center of the axis, two equal parts from here, these two equal parts from here, these two equal parts. Wherever you cut, you must cut center of the axis. So, two equal parts will go into get. That's why it's called as a radial symmetry. Okay. Next, what are they? These are diploblastic or triploblastic animals. These also diploblastic animals. Diploblastic. I told you diploblastic means diplo, two, blast means layers, two germ layers, one ectoderm and endoderm. In between the ectoderm and endoderm there is a undifferentiated layer is going to form. It is called as a mesoglia. Okay, two layers is there. That's why it's called as a diploblastic animals. These also Coelenterata also comes under the diploblastic animals. Okay, we'll see special features. Okay, I will rub this one. Now we'll see special features. I told you special features means special features. These characters only occur in this phylum only. Unique character, individual character. So what are they? These are the important. Each and every phylum have a special features. Just concentrate on what are the special features according to their phylum. Okay. In this special feature of phylum Coelenterata, the body forms two forms. One is going to form two types of body forms is there. One is polyp. Second one is medusa. See, what is polyp then? These are two body forms present in Coelenterata. See, what is the difference between polyp and medusa? See, polyp is sessile, but medusa is free swimming. Polyp is sessile. Sessile means it doesn't move anywhere, but medusa is free swimming. Locomotion organs present in medusa, right? Next one. The polyp is look like cylindrical shape, but medusa is look like umbrella shape. Umbrella. See, we'll see now structure of these polyp and medusa. This is what polyp. This is what umbrella shape of medusa. See, what are the example? See, Obelia, here Aurelia or jellyfish. Okay, the first special feature is polyp and medusa. Polyp is sessile, medusa is free swimming. These are cylindrical shape, these are umbrella shape. See, umbrella shape. Okay, This example for polyp means Obelia. Example for Medusa is Aurelia. Okay. See, next silent feature is, one word is there, metagenesis. Metagenesis means which exist both body forms like polyp and Medusa, which exist in both polyp and Medusa is called as a metagenesis. How it will exist, sir? You may ask. See, this is polyp. Medusa, again polyp. See, polyp undergoes sexual reproduction. Polyp undergo the sexual reproduction, it forms Medusa, and Medusa undergo the asexual reproduction, it forms polyp. The process of polyp to Medusa, Medusa to polyp, the process is called as metagenesis. Have you understand? See, in metagenesis is nothing but formation of both body parts, body forms, one polyp and Medusa. These are two body forms. These both body forms are, if exist, means that process is called as metagenesis. Polyps, by the undergoing the sexual reproduction, Medusa is going to form. Medusa, it undergoes asexual reproduction, it forms polyp. This process is called as metagenesis. Example for this, Obelia. Obelia. This is the best example for metagenesis. Okay. Next. Next we'll see the Coelenterata having a body cavity is called gastrovascular cavity. The gastrovascular cavity is present in the Coelenterata. Here, what about their spongocele present in the porifera? Here, gastrovascular cavity is present in body cavity. So, the surface of the mouth here in Coelenterata, surface of the mouth, one special structure is going to form. It's called as a hypostome. Hypostome. We'll see now. This is mouth. This one is the dot-like structure is there, no? That's called as hypostome. The mouth is covered by the small thread-like structure is there, no? Mouth is covered by the small thread or air-like structure is there, no? Those are called as tentacles. See, what about this is polyp? What about Medusa? See, here mouth is going to form here. Here mouth. This is tentacles. Here hypostome. Okay. See, this is mouth. Specialized structure is going to form above the surface of the mouth. Okay, that's called as hypostome. The mouth is surrounded by these small tentacles is there, thread-like structures. Here also same in Aurelia. This is medusa. This is example for medusa. This is example for polyp. Okay, here tentacles is there, finger-like structures. Okay, here hypostome. Here mouth is there. Okay. Okay. Next, digestion is incomplete. Digestion is incomplete. What is meaning of incomplete digestion? I told you while discussing basic terms, right or wrong? See, incomplete digestion means single opening. Only single opening acts as a both anus and mouth. Intake of food and outgoing of food only acts as only single opening. It's called as a incomplete digestion. Then where digestion is going to occur? It exists both extracellular and intracellular digestion takes place. Extracellular digestion means the digestion going to takes out of the cells, outside from the cells. It's called as a extracellular digestion. Intracellular digestion means the digestion going to takes place inside the cell. It's called as a intracellular digestion. Here in Coelenterata, both extracellular and intracellular digestion takes place. Okay. Next, see, on the surface of the here tentacles is there now. Here tentacles here. On the surface of the tentacles, small specialized cells are going to form. Small specialized cells are going to form. Those are called as cnidoblast. Cnidoblast cell. See, surface of the tentacles, small specialized cells are going to form. Those cells are called as a cnidoblast cell. See, cnidoblast, due to presence of cnidoblast cells, it's called as a cnidaria. Due to presence of these cnidoblast cells, it's called as a cnidaria. I told you why it's called as a Coelenterata is also called cnidaria. Starting only I told, right? See, due to presence of cnidoblast cells, specialized cnidoblast cells, cnidaria is we are saying because of due to presence of these cells. Important thing. They may ask why Coelenterata is called as a cnidaria. They may ask. What we have to say? Due to presence of cnidoblast cells, it's called as a cnidaria. You have to say. Okay. Next, see, cnidoblast cells is okay. In cnidoblast cell, one special organelle is going to form. In cnidoblast cell, special organelle, secretory organelle is going to form. Secretory means stimulates. What is that? That is nematocyst. In cnidoblast cells, one specialized secretory organelle is going to form. That's called as nematocysts. Then what is the function of nematocysts? See, nematocysts produce the poison substance. Why it will produce, why it will secrete poison? For the protection purpose, for the protection from predators. See, how it will helps nematocysts. See, This is what one porifera, Obelia or Arillera. Suppose I will draw that structure of nematocyst first. You will get clarity about this. Okay. This is what structure of nematocyst. What I am going to shade now, what I am going to shade one color, chalk piece color is there, right? That is called as nematocyst. Nematocyst. This is nematocyst. The structure is called nidoblast. See, in nidoblast only nematocyst is there. This is called flagella. See, if any predator means nothing but ಭಕ್ಷಕ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಬಂದು ಇದನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಎನಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಈಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಸಿ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ ಗಿವ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ nematocytes. You are in danger zone, something is coming to eat us. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಇದನ್ನು ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಪೆಟ್ಟಾದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಎನಿ ಇಂಜುರಿ, ಅವರ್ ನರ್ವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅವರ್ ಬ್ರೈನ್. ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ, ರೈಟ್ ಆರ್ ರಾಂಗ್? ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಫ್ಲಾಜೆಲ್ಲಾ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದು ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. After informing this nematocyst, it secretes poison. It starts secretion of poison. Once it starts poison, though no one can eat this one. Poison secrete ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ ಬಂದರೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ nematocyst means protection, self protection from predators. Okay, and I told you in porifera skeleton, right? Here also skeleton is there because here in perfect position. I am also perfect position, I told already. Okay, skeleton. Yes, skeleton is made up of calcium carbonate, Kako3. Calcium carbonate. What is this? Calcium carbonate. The formula of calcium carbonate, Kako3, right? Is it Kako3? CaCO3. Okay. Next, a skeleton is made up of calcium carbonate. Next, major part. I will rub this one. Okay. Reproduction part. In porifera, reproduction is both sexual and asexual, right? But here reproduction takes place by only both sexual and asexual. Asexual reproduction takes by what? There in porifera by fragmentation, but here budding. Budding means what? I will tell you now. See. Okay, this is see budding, obelia or hydra. Hydra is the best example for budding. Okay, see here the body is going to break. This is adult one, this is small, is not still matured. Okay, it's going to break down. After this going to attach somewhere else and it's going to form like fragmentation. Their fragmentation is what is going to happen there. Small pieces are going to grow, but here only getting somewhat adult. So after breakdown of this part, again this part is going to grow new individual. That this process is called as budding process. Okay, next, sexual reproduction. Here sexual reproduction is, but there is hermaphrodites in porifera, but in coelenterata hermaphrodites means both eggs and sperms are going to produce in a single individual organism, but here sexes are separated. In sexual reproduction, sexes are separated. See, Aurelia, take example Aurelia. See, in sexual reproduction, take Aurelia. This is male. Female. See, here sperm is going to form. Here eggs are going to form. Male produce the sperm, female going to produce the eggs. So these are sperms going out and going attached with these eggs, female. The fertilization, if you want to get fertilization, means sperm and eggs is must attach, right or wrong? So here sperms are, male sperms are going to attach with the female eggs. Okay, this is one process. One more, sperms are going to form. Here sperms are coming out, here eggs are coming out, they are going to collaboration. Here zygote is going to form. See, here one thing I would like to say here fertilization is both internal and external. What is internal fertilization and external fertilization? Zygote is going to formation within the female body. It's called as a internal. The zygote is going to form outside of the body, means there's the external fertilization. But here the fertilization takes place both internal and external fertilization, where means here the sperm is from ear to ear, ear going to inside the body, zygote is going to form inside the body, right? But here in the water, ear going to form zygote. The sperms are comes out from the body, here eggs are come out from the body to into water. Both enters, sperm and eggs are going to form in water. So here zygote is going to form. This is called as a external fertilization. Here zygote is going to form. This is called as a internal fertilization. So one thing you have to remember this one: asexual reproduction by budding, sexual reproduction by sexual reproduction, sexes are separated. One male is there, female is there. Okay. Next one is these are both direct and indirect. Indirect, direct development. How will you say direct and indirect? See, in the case of inside the body is going to fertilize, right? Internal fertilization is direct. Zygote is going to form. After zygote, new individual is going to form here. But in case of external fertilization, first zygote, after one intermediate structure, larva and new. This is called indirect. See, these possess both direct and indirect development. Okay, from zygote to new individual, it's called as a direct development. So indirect means zygote after one center intermediate structure is going to form. That's called as a larva. After larva, it's going to form new individual. It's called as a indirect development. Okay. So I told you, if the larva is present means indirect development. If there is no larva means it's a direct development. Okay. Remember. Next one is next is phylum Ctenophora. Example for this: Phycelia, Aurelia, and sea anemone are same, and Hydra. Okay, these are the example for coelenterate. Okay, this is what today's class. Tomorrow we'll start with phylum Ctenophora. Okay, today what we discussed: coelenterate, where it will occurs, sessile or free swimming, and diploblastic or triploblastic animals, symmetry, about symmetry, and special features, polyp and medusa, two body forms going to form. Okay, difference between polyp and medusa, and choanocyte cells and tentacles, hypostome, right? Next one, what those poison stimulation organism is there, no? Choanocytes, that one. So here I would like to say one thing: special feature is there, no? Unique characters, those are very, very important. Okay, just concentrate on those special features, at the same time basic terms. That's more than enough. Okay, we'll see tomorrow next phylum Ctenophora. Okay, thank you.